Does it look weird from this angle? I don't know. I just felt like I really wanted to do this one as a sit down one. What up, book lovers? It is G-Swizz here, and I'm here today to talk about my 2022 bookish goals. So this is technically a 7 on Sunday topic, and I am the host of 7 on Sunday. I will link the Goodreads page down in the description where you can check it out and you can participate in a topic in the future. I decided I wanted to start off 2022 talking about the goals that I do have for this year. I don't want to put too much pressure on my reading life, but at the very same time, I also want to make sure that I do the things that I have always really desired, and sometimes that really comes down to planning. And some of these are also going to be like channel-ish goals, like where I want to take my content. But in my opinion, I feel like sometimes my content can be just as strong as my reading life in terms of producing that content, in terms of being inspired. I think that a good reading life will help me be inspired to make more content. Okay, so I guess without further ado, let's get into the bookish goals that I have for this year. Kicking off with my 2022 goals. I literally wrote in my notepad 2021 goals, so I've literally got to change it right now or else I'm going to mess up the entire video. Every year for my Goodreads challenge, I end up setting 50 books. And you know, I do end up exceeding it. I feel like I can't go a year without exceeding 50 books. I've literally done it since 2015 on my Goodreads, and it's slowly gotten bigger over the years, which is cool. I mean, I had a bit of downtime in 2019, but you know, I never like to increase that goal. As much as I would like to read 200 books in a year, I always keep it at 50 because I never know what mental state I will be in a year. 2019 is a perfect example of that. I had the worst mental state and I ended up reading under 100 books, when usually, I believe in 2017, 2018, 2020, and 2021, I read over 100 books in a year. But I never know how I'm gonna go or what's gonna happen to knock me out completely. So I'm just going to stick to 50, and I'm not gonna feel bad about that. I don't feel bad about 2019. What happened was necessary for me in order to heal. That's what I have to say about my 50 book challenge. Some of you guys will find that to be a lot, but I don't really even challenge myself when I really think about it. That's not even a challenge to me, personally. I know I can come off sounding like I'm better than everyone, but hear me out. It's mostly because I get so bored that I have to read something new, and I have to read more things that are new, and I have to read things faster so I can move on to new stories. That is just how, for some reason, I work. Doesn't mean that you have to read like me. You don't have to read like me. And I do not look down on you if you read less than me. I potentially admire the fact that you don't get bored easily like I do. My next bookish goal that I have for this year is to read more Murakami. I mean, this wouldn't have really been a goal if I would have actually read Murakami last year, but I only read one Murakami book last year, and that was a reread. I was rereading Norwegian Wood. Honestly, I'm actually really surprised because it just does not compare to my previous reading year. In 2020, I read so many Murakami books, but I haven't read them all. I've got a shelf full of them. In fact, it's kind of expanding beyond a shelf at the moment. And Murakami's put out, I believe, a new short story collection. I still haven't even read like his most recent thick novel. There's so much I haven't read from Murakami. But when I read Murakami, I really enjoy it. It's just the idea of Murakami's novels looking extremely intimidating off the bat, even though they're not really that intimidating to read. They're actually a very good reading experience. So what I want to do, if I can, is do a reading month where I dedicate that month to only, or mostly, just mostly, reading Murakami. And I would call it the month of Murakami. That's what I've been thinking. I don't know whether I would do that in May, because May being the month of Murakami alliteration, you know? I was thinking about that, or I was wondering whether I should make that January, or what I should do. I don't know. What I do know is that right now I want to prepare for it. And you know, I do want to reread some of his books eventually, because every single time you read Murakami, I mean, based on my experience, you get more out of his books. I mean, I do personally. I would like to analyze Murakami's works even more. Also, speaking about reading more, I would like to read more independently published authors. I think that this one's a very easy one for me to read, considering that I'm already halfway there. I've already read a few amazing independently published authors. I mean, Danielle L. Jensen is one of my new favorite authors. Annette Marie is another one. You see the Elise Kova right behind me. Jennifer L. Armentrout is an independently published author. I mean, I could go on. There are many independently published authors that I have read this year, but there's so many more that I still have not yet read. Like, I literally got some independently published titles down here that I have not yet read. Oh, I totally forgot my electrolyte drink is right here. Need to stay hydrated. Yeah, pretty much. So that's exactly what I want to do in this new year. I mean, that one is probably one of the easiest goals to achieve, considering that these books I definitely do want to get to next year and I have been saving for next year. And I personally also want to achieve this goal because I do want to make a recommendations video surrounding independently published authors in the future, maybe multiple. Like, I do personally appreciate the fact that I have a range of authors to read now. A lot of other authors get publicity based on their contracts, but independently published authors usually have to do most of the marketing themselves. I'd be fine with helping them out. My final solely bookish goal that has nothing to do with my channel is to read more books from my workplace. So I don't really talk about it much on my channel because personally in this stage of my career, I kind of do want to keep my career and my channel separated. But if you don't know, long story short, I work in publishing. Therefore, I receive some reading copies. I feel like as opposed to everybody else so far in my career, I have not really delved into that option. And I think it's because I've been focusing a lot on my physical TBR, and that's a good thing. Like, this is a good thing. Like, it's so good that I'm focusing on my TBR, and I'm also focusing a lot of my time and energy into independently published books. But there's also some times where I feel like I really should also read and check out the resources that they've provided us with, because I also want to back up our products with endorsement as well. I mean, I'm standing right between my TBR and what is being provided to me, and I've been leaning toward my TBR for the few months that I've been with this workplace. But I'd say in 2022, I would also want to prioritize balancing out my TBR with some of the reading material of what we want to endorse. I guess it works both ways. I'm really excited to chat about the stuff that I do come across, and I would love to chat about that on my channel and be a little bit more open about it. However, I believe that it's not really going to influence my preference. I do prefer fantasy, romance, and I have been getting into new adult as of recently. Now let's talk about channel content. I know that there's a specific kind of video that people have been missing from me. People haven't really been asking for them, but I've noticed people have been missing them because people show up to these videos and they don't really show up to my topical 7 on Sunday videos, and that's totally understandable. I make the content that I love creating, but I also love creating these specific videos. The problem is sometimes I collect books at a faster rate than I can remember whether I hold them or not. You guys know where I'm going with this. I plan to start filming book hauls again. Can you believe that I did not film a single book haul in 2021? No, actually, that's a lie. I did film one. I just never posted it. I never edited it. I think it was because I couldn't get the thumbnail right. Like, it was really difficult. I think because of my new setup in my new place. Like, I still haven't mastered it. So what I plan to do in 2022 is film those book hauls. But before filming those book hauls, I keep track of what books I collected within that month, because when I used to film book hauls, I didn't write them down. I used to just grab new books at my shelves. I'm like, oh, I haven't hauled this before, I'll just grab that. But I think at the rate that I'm collecting books, or at the rate that I'm either receiving books, either from different vendors or maybe even from work, I'm constantly forgetting that they're a new book that I need to haul. So I need to start writing down what I hauled that month so I can share it with you. And I really enjoy book hauls because I enjoy gushing about the books that I've received and being super excited about them. I feel like I've been sharing that excitement mostly in my TBR videos, but that is a good place to channel my excitement. However, I feel like everybody is even more excited when we do book hauls. And you know what? When I think about it, I'm also more excited when I do book hauls because I'm tricking my mind into thinking that I'm showing off my Christmas gifts. I'm gonna bring hauls back this year. And speaking about gushy content, I'm also planning to do another special editions video in 2022. I am solidifying it because unlike not writing down what books I've received for hauls, what I have done is made a notes document between my laptop and my mobile phone, thanks Apple, and I've written down the special editions that I have currently, the special editions that are currently in transit, the special editions that I've ordered, and my wish list based on what is to come. I have made those lists, and I've purposely made those lists so that I can keep track of them, so I can make a special editions video for you guys. And I really enjoyed the last one that I did. That was one of the funnest videos that I not only filmed, but I also edited and I got to share, because it kind of just gave me the magic of a book haul, but not really, you know, because I wasn't necessarily, I mean, technically I was hauling the books because I haven't done a haul in a year. It just felt that magical. So I want to do a similar thing with the listing for my book hauls in the future, but what I do know is that at this moment I am currently planning my next special editions video because I've received a bunch so far, and I at least want to get up to like around somewhere between 25 to 40 books in that special edition video. I probably want to get up to around that mass, and then I'll move on to making part 3 later. And I guess the last one that I currently have is making more interactive content. I feel like I've been out of touch. Here's the thing, I've always been shy. I've always been incredibly shy, and I've noticed that my engagement has gone down. As much as I can be discouraged by that, that's mostly because I'm shy. When it comes to watching someone else's booktube video, I'm so scared to comment on it most of the time. It's mostly because I'm shy, and you know what? Like, I think I need to start doing the thing where I start commenting emojis for engagement. Like, I would love to do that for other people. But sometimes I overthink it, and I think to myself, do they think that that's enough? That's just me rambling on about my shyness. But in terms of interactive content, I would love to do more videos that surround your guys' opinions. I would love to react to some of your guys' opinions. When it comes to books, I probably want to do a Q&A eventually. I want to see if maybe Camilo might be up for a Q&A. I did want to put as a goal to get Camilo more on the channel, but like, you know, that's totally up to him and what he's in the mood to do. It's been fun having him collaborate, and he does want to collaborate. It's just we've got to find the right video idea for us to do again. We might just do a newlywed game, but the tables have been turned because we're actually married, and we're actually kind of newlyweds, even though we've almost been married for 2 years. So we might do something like that. I don't know, like if you have a couples Q&A for Camilo and I, like if you want to ask us questions, like, you know, maybe I could propose that idea to Camilo. Or if you want to do a personal Q&A to see how I'm doing. What stuff do you guys want to see me react to? Like, I would really want your guys' input, because I feel like I could put an idea out to you guys, but I first and foremost want to know what you guys want to see. I would love to do more interactive content. I find that content to be great because I can only find so much to talk about by myself, like as ideas. And I'm not saying like you guys need to run the channel for me. 7 on Sunday is really helping me branch out and find new ideas. I love that. I personally love my creative outlet through 7 on Sunday, but I do want to diversify my content. I do want to put something out there every once in a while to just have fun with you guys. Also, to remind me that I don't need to be shy in this community, because I'm really shy. I don't look it, but I'm really shy. I guess that's gonna be it for my goals this year, book lovers. Should I also put as a goal this year that I really just want to start posting book talks without worrying that they're gonna be lame? Because I feel like that's why I'm just not posting them, because I'm so scared that they're just gonna come out lame. No one's gonna want to see them. But anyway, I just need to put content out there anyway. If you just so happen to enjoy this video of me rambling, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already. Join the amazing community of book lovers. And also I have social medias. I'm at gswizzlebooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/gswizzle. And finally, I'm at TikTok. I'm at gswizzle on TikTok if you want to follow me there for some bookish content that I hope that I will make. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.
Started out with half and I flipped it into double. Started out with half and I flipped it into double.